Ground ball. McLean, second. 12 in a row. The oldest team in professional baseball has its 5th ever winning streak of a dozen straight.
Our job every day is to try to kick somebody's ass. I mean, that's why we're here.
That is caught. Left center. Reds win.
And this ball is launched high and very deep to right, long gone. It's second of the night. Elly De La Cruz.
Short lead for Pena. Larkin drills it. Do you believe this? It's going to be gone. Back to back. Walk-off home runs. How about this? He's back. He's back. He's back.
And a swing and a drive. Deep left field. This one belongs to the Reds. Swung on and hit deep to left field. That ball is going to be gone. Home run. And the Reds put it 5-4.
Goes to second one. Around to first. Got a double play. And the Reds sweep the Cubs. Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Way back there. And gone. Into the second deck and left. Christian Encarnacion Strand walks it off.
Archer does it in his major league debut. He gets the final 3 outs, and the Reds get an extra inning win. A thriller 5-4.
Swung on. Fly ball. Hit the deep right field. That ball is going to be gone. A grand slam home run by Mike Cameron.
2 outs, 2 on. Reds down by 1. Larkin down the line. It's a winning. It's a winning. Here comes Tucker. Here comes Steins. Larkin's won the game. Barry Larkin gets mobbed. Look at this scene. It's synergy.
The stretch, the pause in the pitch, and a line drive, base hit left center field. A single for Aaron Boone, and this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won 8 in a row.
Kobayashi with a long look turns it loose, and Dunn hits it to deep right. It's all over, and this one belongs to the Reds. The Reds have won their 5th game in a row. They've defeated the Cleveland Indians on an Adam Dunn 3-run home run, 4-2. In on the corners at first and third. 2 on, nobody out. Here's Roy Green pitching, no bunt. Ground ball by the third baseman into left field. Dave Bruce rounds third, and this one belongs to the Reds.
That's hit pretty good. Guess what? He doesn't need speed. That's gone. He's the king of the Queen City tonight.
With 1 out here in the 11th inning, you sure got to go now. One out, pull down the left field line. That ball is going to get the winning run in. Here comes Dave Bruce rounding third, heading toward the plate, and this one belongs to the Reds.
Huge situation for Votto. Why you paying the big bucks to deliver the goods with 2 outs in the 9th inning? Can he do it? In the gap right center field, and Votto delivers the goods.
Hit deep center field. Hank Hill going back at the warning track. Oh, he got one. It's gone. Joey Votto is delivered.
Hello, Reds fans. Welcome in. It is April 25th, 2025, and welcome to the Chatterbox Reds pregame show. We appreciate you taking a break from NFL draft coverage to come talk some baseball. I'm Mike, and with me today is a man who is just completely broken up and sad about Friday night Candelario not showing up in the lineup. Ricky Logan, how are we doing today, buddy? How are we doing?
Doing well. Fun fact, the Rockies record is the same as the same game parlay for FanDuel. So it's
all right. That's never something that you want to be mentioned in the same status as, that's for sure. Well, yeah, like I said, thank you we're starting with us a little late. Obviously the game is in Colorado and Denver today. So we're starting off at 7:30, and we know there's something big going on. In fact, I just took my Bengals hat off literally to put on my Reds hat for this. I'm super excited about the Reds game though. I know that you can come on in here and you don't have to worry about anybody complaining about Bengals draft picks. There's that aspect too. In fact, if you could, please like the stream. That's something that really gets up onto the algorithm and helps us get seen so more people can join us and see us. So if you could, please like the stream. And if you haven't subscribed either to Chatterbox Reds, please do that. Like I said, we're here before every weekday game, or weekday evening game, and there's a pregame show, and we'd love to be able to see you. So yeah, please like the stream. And it's been scientifically proven that liking the stream helps with W's. And even though we're not at home, we need all the help we can get, because we need to really make some hay against some bad teams this upcoming series. Isn't that right, Ricky?
Yeah, it's really needed, especially coming off the Marlins series, not winning the series.
Yeah. And just as a special treat too, our overlord Nick Kirby, who may be hiding in the comments somewhere. Everyone can say hi to Nick. Nick Kirby has provided us a brand new outro video. So stick to the end and you can see all of his hard work come through, so we can show off the new outro video as we finish up here today and you head to Reds Live. But let us go ahead and talk about the Rockies here. We have the Rockies, you mentioned, they're 4-20. Which is not good last time I checked. They are 1-11 in their last 12 games, and they have a projected 57-105 record for the rest of the year. They've been so bad offensively, they've already fired their hitting coach, and I think they hired Clint Hurdle, the former Pirates manager, as the guy to replace him. So they're in dire straits. Boy, we really need to win here. But Ricky, why don't you take us through this lineup? What are you seeing? What are you seeing tonight as we square off in Denver?
Yeah, we got TJ Friedel leading off. Matt McClain playing DH today. Interesting that we have him in DH and not in the field. Elly De La Cruz batting third at shortstop. Austin Hayes left field batting cleanup. Noelvi Marte moving up in the lineup. I like that. He's been hitting very well since he came up. He's making the most out of his opportunity. Spencer Steer, first base. Espinal at second base. Our guy, Austin Wynns. Wynns equals wins. Catching, right. And Blake Dunn, right field, batting ninth.
Yeah, Austin Wynns batting a cool 500 for the year. I'm glad to see that they're starting to start him a little bit more instead of just maybe once or twice a week. I guess it's kind of like what Trace has been saying. We're going to ride the hot hand a little bit here. I'd love to see him continue tonight. One other thing I noticed, I already mentioned, no Candelario. It seems pretty clear that Tito, even against a lefty who he's hit a little bit better. Like we mentioned Friday Night Candy. We've been on the Friday night pregames, and he's homered in the last two that we've done. And I don't think he's gotten a hit on any other day since then. So Friday Night Candy is a real thing. And he must be struggling if Tito is not even putting him in for a left-handed pitcher on a Friday night. So it just seems like him and Spencer Steer are just alternating at first base until somebody figures it out, or Tyler Stevenson comes back, one of the two. And, it would be great to see one of them really start to turn things around for us.
Yeah, and it's nice that Wynns is playing well and Trevino is playing well also. So that's not like you got to pick one or the other. It's like both of them are playing well, so you can kind of give them rest, and they're still hot. So it's nice that we haven't had a good hitting catcher consistently in quite some time, other than Stevenson last year, but. You'd have to go back to Mesoraco's season back in 2013.
Yeah, his All-Star year, right?
Yeah, and that's the last time we had like a great hitting catcher. So yeah, it's a nice sign. I like how you spoke on Candelario. Francona's not playing the money factor, and he's riding with the lineup that's working, and not just because someone's making the most money.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I think that Tito has probably gotten a lot of grief from Reds fans recently, or at least at the beginning of the year. But it's pretty clear that he's, he was letting some people get out there and try to hit and hit through it. And it worked for people like Jake Fraley and Gavin Lux, people like that were struggling at the beginning and then really came around. But, I think he gave some leash for Spencer Steer and Candelario, and they're out of that leash. And now he's just saying, okay, you're going to go, we're just going to alternate until we find one of you two find it. I want to highlight Carey brought up a good point. This offense has to show up. Anytime we're at Coors Field, just being at that altitude, that ball flies, even though it's a huge ballpark. So even though, it has lots of homers, it gives up tons of extra base hits, just balls in the gap that just put this huge expansive outfield. So really would love to see the offense just pick right back up and really make this kind of an easy game that we aren't too worried about, even though with it being Coors, we're all always a little bit worried for it. Let's talk a little bit about this pitching matchup. We have Andrew Abbott. Last week we had Andrew Abbott again as well. But what do you have on Andrew Abbott there and his matchup against the Rockies, Ricky?
Yeah, Abbott's 2-0 on the season with a 1.64 ERA. His last start on the 18th of April, he had 11 strikeouts in 6 innings. That was really good to see out of him. And active Rockies right now are I just lost it. 8 for 31. Brendan Doyle has the most success against him. He's 4 for 8 with a home run and a double. But I just saw where just recently came across the wire. He was scratched from today's game, so that's a positive for us right there.
Yeah. It's he's a guy that's not afraid to give up a home run. So, and we've seen that even in Baltimore too. So let's just hope that he can keep that to minimal and not walk anybody, so that we are, those are solo shots and not multi-home run crooked numbers, as people like to say. His last start, he started last year in Coors as well, and he went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, and 6 strikeouts. So it's pretty good. I would take that because I think the Reds are going to score more than 3 runs. Last year, the Reds actually went 6-1 against the Rockies, including a sweep in Colorado. So that's great. We're making our hay against the bad teams. Historically, though, the Reds have been really bad in Coors. I think they're 45-63 all time at Coors Field, which is crazy. It's not good at all. And it's not like the Rockies are juggernauts either. Like, there's really bad Rocky teams in there. There was some good ones, right? The Todd Helton and Larry Walker, Bichette years. But for the most part, there's some bad Rocky teams that we were going in there and still not winning. So let's hope that we can turn that around and get the sweep, continue what we did last year with them. All right, we're going to try out this new banner that I made. It's got the, should have the opposing teams lineups on there too. Let's see. There it is. Boom. Okay, so here's the Rockies lineup. Like Ricky said, Brendan Doyle, who is actually batting 500 against Abbott, was a late scratch. We were looking to see why that might be, and it might just be that they had a doubleheader yesterday. So Jordan Beck, who actually homered 3 times yesterday in their doubleheader with Kansas City, is leading off and batting in left field. We got Sean Bouchard in right, Ryan McMahon at third base, Hunter Goodman, their catcher, is DHing, and then Jacob Stallings, their backup catcher, is batting 5th. Mickey Moniak, who was DFA'd by the Angels and picked up by the Rockies, he's going to play center. Michael Tolia is playing first off to a really rough start this year. Adael Amador, their young prospect who's been up here, and he's playing second base. And then Aaron Schunk will be batting 9th and playing shortstop. I think you mentioned Doyle was really the only one that had any good numbers off of Abbott. Is there anything you're looking at with this lineup that Abbott's gonna have to face today?
Maybe just Jordan Beck having the hot hand. Just he could ambush. Hopefully we can just avoid the fly ball with him and just keep the ball in the ballpark.
Yeah, I think like I mentioned, they actually played a doubleheader against Kansas City yesterday, and so there was a lot of people in and out of the lineup. They didn't use as much pitching as I thought they would have, or was kind of hoping for, but still, anytime they, played a doubleheader in Kansas City, then came into Denver to play again tonight, it's not ideal situations for you as a hitter or as a pitcher. Kyle Freeland is their starter. He's a left-handed pitcher, so the Reds aren't great against left-handed pitching, except for on last Friday they roughed up a lefty. So that was pretty good. He left his last start actually with a blister. So he had a little bit of blister, and so only pitched 2 innings. So seems like everything's okay. But as we know from our friend Nick Lodolo, sometimes those don't go away. So who knows? Maybe that won't be something. Maybe that will shorten his time that he goes today. Some notables. He did He pitched last year against the Reds, and but in Great American Ballpark, had 9 strikeouts, but 2 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings. So he's had a mixed bag of success. Ricky, do you have anything on any other things on Kyle Freeland?
Yeah, he's just been like their consistent veteran. He's making his 206th career start, and that's going to tie him for the most all time in Rockies history. But he debuted this season. He threw 6 shutout innings, but over his last 4, he's got a 6.30 ERA. So let's hope we can get the 6.30 ERA, not the 0.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to really start getting to him. Our all-star catcher, Austin Wynns. Roger points out he's got a 285 WRC plus. I think that's either right at or above Aaron Judge. So I don't know why they're not MVP talks coming. Definitely all-star talks should be coming for Austin Wynns. Hopefully a jersey is in the mail so Trace can wear it tonight in our post-game show. Just a reminder, going live in the 9th, Chatterbox will be, Nick and Trace will be recapping the game, hopefully a winning game that we are going to experience tonight. Hopefully, let's get back to the Reds lineup because that's all we need for the Rockies. Let's see if I can get this. Let's see. Pitching path to victory. We had the day off yesterday, so pitchers should be good. In fact, we're at a point now where I think some pitchers just haven't pitched in a while. It looks like Suter and Rogers, our 2 lefties, haven't pitched since Sunday. Diaz hasn't pitched since Monday. Barlow only had 4 pitches on Tuesday, and before that only, hasn't been till Sunday. So I'd say the whole bullpen is ready to go, and he may even drop a lefty in there just to get him some work, just because it's been such a while since they pitched. Who do you think we're going to see tonight in the bullpen, Ricky?
I'd like to see, excuse me, Santion, just because he's been that fire hose that John Sadak talks about. He comes in and just shuts the door. Hopefully, we see Emilio Pagan in the 9th, and we close out the 9th for a win.
Oh, see, I'm hoping like 8-1, and those guys don't even have to go. We see
Andrew
Diaz,
Abbott complete game.
Or Diaz, Barlow, and Suter, some combination of that just closes out the game and a very comfortable win. That's what I'm looking for tonight. Maybe tipping my hand a little bit when I give my score prediction. But yeah, just a reminder too, likes equal wins. So if you're there watching us, please give us a like. I think that it's going to help us not only get the show more out there, but it also will help the Reds win. This is your chance. This is your chance to contribute. You can't be there in Colorado. I don't know. Maybe somebody is, but your chance to help them is by liking the stream. Hunter brings up a good point. It says, where can I drop a super chat that Ricky looks like Clark Kent in these glasses? It's true. It's true. I didn't, when I saw you for the first time, I was like, wait a minute, where'd Ricky go? I didn't realize he needed that. But yeah, I
called in a sub.
Called in a sub.
Yeah.
Licky Rogan is I'm gonna change up the thing for us.
Yeah.
I also see in the chat, might I suggest a game? Let's get that dub. Might I suggest a game is actually my brother. So, hey, Alex. I think Samson, my nephew, is also listening. So I'm saying hi to you guys too. Thanks for tuning in. They live out in Portland, but they're still huge Reds fans, and they're tuning in, ready to hopefully see the Reds pull out a series, a sweep. How about a sweep? How are we going to sweep?
Let's go
in Colorado. All right. Speaking of Colorado, what's the weather looking like out there today, Ricky?
Yeah, it's going to be around 57 degrees. Winds blowing in from left field at around 8 miles an hour. It's going to taper down, and there is a chance for a light drizzle to start at first pitch.
All right, so not too much wind, but definitely cold. So let's hope. I don't know what that means when compared to the fact that it's super thin air. It's a mile high in the air.
The last time it was cold when me and you were on, we had that 14-run barrage against Texas and Great American. So let's just hope we get one of those.
Great point. I'd love that. I'd love 14 to 1. That'd be awesome. Let's talk a little bit about the rest of the series. Tomorrow we have Hunter Green trying to bounce back from that tough start in Baltimore against Anthony Senzatella, who's got a 4.8 ERA. hopefully that I think that this, even though it is in Coors, the struggling offense for the Rockies, I think this is a good bounce back spot for Hunter Green. And then Lodolo going on Sunday against Ryan Feltner, who's got a 3.86 ERA. So, what are your thoughts on who we got going for us in the rest of this series there, Ricky?
We got our A squad going. I'm liking this. Hunter Green, I'd like to see a bounce back. Just he was due for a clunker, and everybody is.
Yeah.
Just it's how you bounce back, and if he bounces back on this start, I'm really confident for him the rest of the season. Just because that puts him in Cy Young conversations, like legitimately in Cy Young conversations. And Lodolo, new dad energy. The first inning against Miami was good, and then he just he kind of tapered off, but kind of he had the adrenaline going. But yeah, I expect him to bounce back as well. He's looked really good this year.
Yeah. It looks like, might I suggest a game? Alex mentioned Ricky the Wild thing. You kind of look like getting a little Ricky Vaughn in here from Major League. So you take that hat off. You might show a nice little mohawk as well. Hunter brings up a good point. He says, imagine the Reds winning when you're the host of a pregame show. Couldn't be me. Hunter, buddy,
it's gonna happen.
So Hunter is one of the hosts of I believe it's on Wednesdays, and I think he's still over, which he's so due. I can't even imagine how due you are. Especially, it's not like the Reds are bad, right? So this next one upcoming, I can feel it. Everybody needs to like the stream for this game, but also for Hunter, and then tune in on Wednesday to give him extra likes so that we can get him over the hump. Get that first one. See the first one go through the hoop.
Yeah.
So, Hunter, we're with you, man. We hope we thoughts and prayers with you today. Hey, Ricky, let's talk a little bit about the NL Central. I think the Cubs have already played, but I think you might have something on it for us.
Yeah, the Cubs just went final. They beat the Phillies 4-0. They are 16-10, I believe. They sit in first place. The Brewers take on the Cardinals tonight. The Brewers are at 500, and the Cardinals are in fourth place. Hopefully we can get, I hate rooting for the Cardinals, but maybe we can get a Cardinals win, and we can get a win, and we can kind of get a leapfrog going here. And the Pirates, they're the Pirates. As expected, they're in last place at 10-16.
Yeah, man, the Cubs just keep winning. Their pitching has been real tough, and then they lost Justin Steele as well. But boy, they just keep hitting. They just hit better than the Dodgers. Like they just took a series from the Dodgers, just out slugging them, and they look dangerous. Hopefully they can cool off a little bit. Alex mentions, is PCA the real deal or a flash in the pan? PCA, Picro Armstrong, their center fielder. Man, he sure has looked good. I'll tell you that. I hope he is. One thing with young hitters, we saw this with Matt McClain. We saw this with Elly. These guys that come up for their first extended period of time and they tear the cover off the ball. MLB pitchers are smart. Pitching coaches are smart. They're going to adjust to what he's doing. And I think that will probably cool off a little bit. It's one of those things where, you make all-star teams, you make silver sluggers by how you adjust to the adjustments in the major leagues. That's what's going to make Elly a great hitter. That's what's going to make Matt McClain. It's these guys are adjusting to them, and they're adjusting to the adjustments. You see Elly striking out less. And even I think last time we talked about him taking pitches, like his taking pitches in the zone, strikes in the zone. He's starting to do less of that. I think he's really starting to come along and hit the ball well. And that's why, I don't worry about Elly and McClain. They may be quote unquote struggling right now, but boy, they've got a really good approach and they're professional hitters. And I think they're going to do pretty well. So I don't know, Ricky, do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I was just going to say that PCA and Elly are 2 of 3 players currently that have 5 home runs and 10 stolen bases this season. So, I mean, he's legit. Let's just hope that for our sake he can kind of cool off, but he's a really good player. Yeah.
Seeing that he's going to start seeing a lot of curveballs soon. Yeah. A lot of things to do that. It also helps that PCA is just an incredible defender too. So he's just going to be in the lineup every day because he just brings so much value there. Kind of like De La Cruz. So, all right, let's get to our what to watch for. Ricky, I don't know what we're gonna do. What are we gonna do without our Candelario bet? Like, I don't.
know.
I feel
I'm
like
sad.
we can't keep going with Candelario. I mean, we could, right? He may pitch hit, but that would be wild betting on a guy that's not starting. So,
Yeah.
Ricky, what is your what to watch for?
Yeah, I guess typically my what to watch for is they're just gambling lines. I got a parlay. TJ Friedel has at least one RBI in 4 of his last 5 games versus Colorado. That's plus 205. Elly De La Cruz has scored at least 1 run in 6 of his last 7 games. That is minus 115. And Spencer Steer has 1 RBI in each of his last 3 road games in Colorado at plus 135. So there's my what to watch for.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Even Friedel against the lefty, he's been okay against lefties. I would imagine we might get a little bunt hit in there at some point. So, but besides that, I think we have all right-handed batters. So hopefully we can take it to the lefty. No candy is worst Halloween ever. Yeah, that's true. But for this Reds lineup right now, Alex, unfortunately, no candy might mean more hits. So my what to watch for is actually, did you know? Actually, this is a little trivia for you, Ricky. How many former Reds are on the current Rockies team? Do you know?
I know of at least 2.
There are actually 3. So who are the 2 that you're thinking of?
Kyle Farmer and Nick Martini.
Yeah, last year's opening day hero Nick Martini is on there, and neither of them are starting. But there's also a reliever, Jimmy Herget. He came up in 19, I think, and he's got this like weird, funky delivery. So I guess,
right.
Yeah. So just we're gonna see some old friends in this series. Unfortunately, Farmer's mired in an 0 for 16 slump and is not starting even against a lefty. And Nick Martini is in an 0 for 11 slump right now. So not great. So, but Jimmy Herget, he's got a 2.3 ERA. So, that's going all right. So I guess that moves to my over under or my prediction of the day. How many former Reds, will we see in tonight's game? How many do you think, Ricky? You guys can tell me. You guys can in the chat. You let me know how many you think we're going to see as well.
I think we'll see 2. I think we'll see Herget, and I think Martini get in at bat.
Okay. One thing I didn't tell you about that is Herget pitched yesterday in the doubleheader. So
we'll see 1. We'll see 1.
I'd say probably 1. Martini's against the lefty, and we all know how bad he is against lefties. But I bet against a right-handed batter, he maybe pinch hits for somebody, maybe the DH or something like that, and gets a right. I'd probably say 1, but maybe 2. Maybe Kyle Farmer comes in as a defensive replacement, so they can muck it up with all those friends on the Reds here. But yeah, I'm sure we'll see them throughout the rest of the series with Hunter Green going tomorrow. But so just be aware, former Reds out there. People that I loved Kyle Farmer. I thought it was great. Obviously, he was great for what he was, but he's no Elly De La Cruz. So, good glue guy, as they say. Okay, well, that brings us to our favorite part of the program, where we all get out our crystal balls and we decide, or we guess, look into there and shake our magic 8 balls and figure out what's tonight's score going to be. So if you're following with us in the chat, oh, I thought you actually had an 8 ball. That'd be wild. It's just next time. Okay.
Next time.
No. Yeah. So let's get your score, Ricky. Let's get yours first. We didn't have a winner last week. We didn't have somebody pick it correctly, but it's like Carrie's already got her 8-3. I'm assuming 8-3 Reds. Carrie, I know, diehard Reds fan. You're not picking the Rockies to win. Ricky, what is your score prediction for me?
Let's see. I am gonna go 6-2 Reds.
6-2 Reds. Okay. My brother, so Samson is my nephew, and he says 10,000 Reds, 10,000 Rockies 0. I'd love that.
Pin it.
You thought 24-2 was crazy. How about 10,000 0? Nick, we would break run differential if that's the case. I think if you score that many runs, they automatically give you a playoff berth. So,
give us the World Series.
Yeah. So you said 6-3, 6-2. Is that what you said?
6-2, 6-2 Reds.
6-2. Anybody else? Any other thoughts in there? I think for mine, I think that Abbott gets hit. Maybe Jordan Beck gets a solo home run, but that's it. And the Reds comfortably get 7 runs. I think 7-1. I'm going to go 7-1 Reds in there. I think that, people start to get Steer maybe gets one off of Freeland tonight, and we go in a very comfortable win in Coors Field tonight. We all crack a beer and enjoy a comfortable win. What do you think about that?
I like it. And one thing I wanted to add, active Reds against Freeland are 17 for 47. Lux is 5 for 12. Marte is 2 for 3. Hayes is 2 for 3 with the home run, and Steer's 1 for 4 with the home run. So I like that. So let's get Steer going.
Yeah, 362 average. I like that too. Looks like Alex says 5-4 Reds. Boy, that'll be a nail biter. 5. I'm just imagining like a 1-run game with Pagan in just like into the ninth. That's just that would be the opposite of relaxing. But crack a Coors. I don't have any of that, but I will crack something and sit back and enjoy. Just a reminder, like the stream, subscribe to Chatterbox Reds. Tonight there will be a post-game show where they're live reacting to the game and hopefully a Reds win. That's about. We've now come to the point, all you people waiting, this new outro that Nick played for us. So I will get this ready, but before we go, give them a go Reds there, Ricky.
Let's go Reds.
Go Reds. Let's get another win. Let's sweep the series here. And now let us get this outro going. Have fun tonight.